Tonight, a district judge has sentenced Markese Harrell to life in prison following the in-custody death of fellow inmate Andrew Steven Myles. Colin Vidros is live outside the Rapides Parish Courthouse with more on the case. Colin, what happened today during sentencing?
Well, Johnny, District Judge Chris Hazel handed down a sentence for Markese Harrell that is life in prison at hard labor without the possibility of parole, probation, or suspension. Now, this comes after a jury found Harrell guilty of second-degree murder following the in-custody death of Andrew Steven Myles.
And to hear guilty without the possibility of probation and parole, Andrew Myles and his family got justice today.
Convicted murderer Markese Harrell will potentially spend the rest of his life in prison after a district judge sentenced Harrell to life in prison at hard labor.
There's no more court dates. There's no more court appearances. I gave my victim impact statement to keep my son's life and memories alive.
At around 8:50 p.m. on May 19th, 2022, RPSO officers responded to a call regarding two inmates inside the Rapides DC-1 facility, Markese Harrell and Andrew Steven Myles. Myles was found unconscious and breathing while suffering from life-threatening injuries. He died the next morning after prosecutors say Myles was attacked while taking a nap on the floor and received about 40 blows to the head, which crushed his skull. In the same year of the murder, Harrell was arrested for a multitude of crimes before Myles' death. The prosecution says Harrell was involved in a one-vehicle accident in which he drove into the side of the Pentecostals of Alexandria church building.
She left his vehicle, went inside the church, and assaulted two persons inside the church, brutally assaulted.
An off-duty officer with the Pineville Police Department went inside the church, saw everything take place, and subdued Harrell until Alexandria police apprehended him. During trial, Harrell pleaded not guilty by way of insanity. His defense counsel argued that epilepsy was a mental disease, and Harrell was under mental distress during the time of the incident. However, the prosecution argued this was a, quote, cold-blooded murder.
We weren't able to find a single case in the history of Louisiana where any court has ever said that epilepsy is a mental disease or defect. It's a medical condition, treatable medical condition. Thousands of people in this country suffer from it. They live productive lives. They follow the laws of society. Mr. Harrell chose not to.
The prosecution was tasked with proving the murder, while the defense was tasked with proving Harrell's plea of not guilty by way of insanity.
We were able to kind of bifurcate the evidence, separate it, and show them this is the evidence of the murder itself. Cumulatively, with the rest of the evidence, we're going to show you, even though we're not required to, that he was not legally insane.
So really kind of doubling down on that.
Yes.
Turning a page on a chapter that still lingers, but with justice served in the end.
I honestly just don't know what to say. I just don't.
And Harrell's sentencing comes after his original sentencing was delayed to June 9th today, and that was after Judge Hazel ended up granting the defense counsel a motion for a new sentencing date, and that original scheduled sentencing was supposed to be on May 12th, according to court records. Now, for more information on this case, you can head over to KALB.com. But for now, reporting live outside the Rapides Parish Courthouse, Colin Vidros for News Channel 5. Johnny, we'll send it back to you.